Story 1. Paralyzed waist down at 18. Still alive at 33. Graduated college, live independently, own a home. Well, the bank does. Work full-time. Just out here trying to survive. Story 2. This was 25 years ago, but in 1 month my wife and I did the following. Our kids started school. We both changed careers. We bought our first home and moved. And we did it all by ourselves. Story 3. I donate platelets every 2 weeks. My blood matches with a patient in a hospital somewhere in Europe, and they need my platelets for their treatment. Story 4. I am alive. I tried ending my life in March 2024, but I sought out help. It's been an uphill battle since, but I am alive, and I'll graduate university this May. I also realized through this how much support I have, the great friends I've made in university, and how much people truly care about me. Story 5. I am proud of how far I have come with my mental health. I used to struggle with anxiety and self-doubt a lot, but over time, I have learned how to cope better and be kinder to myself. It is not always easy, but knowing I have made progress is something I am definitely proud of. Story 6. Mine's very minor after reading some huge wins in the comments, but after many years of trying and failing, I'm making steady progress with losing weight and getting closer to being a more confident version of myself. Story 7. Overcoming my teen years. I was a Xanax addict from 12 to 16, cocaine from 16 to 19, and painkillers at 19 as well. I had nobody and nothing to look out for me. I mean, I did, but they just didn't care. Took me a long time to find my way out, and I feel as if I've seen and done too much in life because of it all. Regardless, in the end, for one reason or another, I overcame it all. And here I sit sober and clear-headed at 23 years old. Since I sobered up, I've pushed my career along in leaps and bounds. At 21 years old, I managed to become an interim site manager for a multimillion-dollar job site, earning almost $80,000 a year. It went well until I had a heart attack on site. Since then, I've been struggling with debts and a lack of funds as a whole since I had to start taking things easier and avoid stress as much as possible if I want to sleep at night at least. But my story isn't over yet, and I'm sure there's plenty more to come. Story 8. Started my dream university program after working hard getting my grades in order. Even when it's hard or some classes feel dull, I remember why I started and how hard I worked to get here. I also have been coming out of my shell socially a bit lately, and even though it's nerve-wracking, I pat myself on the shoulder mentally when I dare to say hi to someone I don't know well or make plans with people. Baby steps. Story 9. The person I am. I have a great personality. I am kind and open-minded, and although I am probably not as smart as I think I am far from dumb. I spent a long time creating myself, and I will always be in the process. Story 10. At 49, I was almost snipped in half at work. At 51, after rehabilitating, I went to college for retraining. At 53, I graduated with honors, and today I have a new career and can properly support my family again. Story 11. When I was a district manager, a store manager told me that she didn't think it was possible to accomplish what I did, and that she believed in me. Story 12. Gave up alcohol in July last year and lost 30 kilograms from intermittent fasting, and my mind and health are much better than what they were. Be kind to yourself. You deserve it. Story 13. Teaching myself Swedish. The conversations I have with Swedes are few and far between, but they are very complimentary about my level, and speaking it gives me a bit of a buzz. Story 14. Losing 70 pounds since high school. Gained about 15 to 20 back, but working on it. From almost failing out of community college, graduating, and working my way up to get my master's degree. Getting out of an emotionally abusive relationship and meeting the most amazing partner ever. We will be together for 10 years this year. From getting fired from a job, getting a different job, hating it, and then finding a fantastic one with a raise. Feels good. Story 15. I have dyslexia, and it took me a long time and a lot of trauma to learn to read. But I still did it. I'm a writer now. My grammar, spelling, and syntax are better than most people I know. I'm proud of that. Story 16. My body. The past 3 years have wrecked my health with miscarriages, fertility treatments, pregnancies, and surgeries. but I'm still able to get up, take care of my family, spend time with my miracle of a 2-year-old, and somehow find time to go to the gym and eat delicious but healthy meals. Health is something you take for granted until you don't have it anymore. Story 17. Living with complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I know that a lot of people end up homeless, addicted to substances, or committing suicide because of this disorder and other similar problems. However, I am immensely proud of myself for being able to keep myself and my life together as well as I have. Story 18. I managed to mostly recover from an eating disorder. I am almost mentally recovered from a sexual assault. I'm working on my mental health. I survived my attempt back in 2023. I actually am not dating a loser for once in my life. I have worked to figure out how to fix my focus problems. Plot twist. It was attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Story 19. I taught a God-fearing Christian, innocent girl how to swear in 3 languages. Now, she does it almost automatically in every other sentence. My greatest achievement. Story 20. Buying my car 2 weeks ago all by myself. Last time I had purchased a car, I needed a cosigner, and after that one was on its last leg, my dad gave me his until I could get a new one. That was 5 years ago, and 2 weeks ago, I finally had enough money saved up for a down payment on my car, and I purchased it all by myself. Story 21. Left a dead-end, unfulfilling job I've been at for 16 years. I haven't left it yet, but I'm speaking it into existence. That's how manifesting works, right? Story 22. I'm just about done with drug and alcohol probation. I got a DUI because I was homeless living in my truck and was asked to move from a park, then got immediately pulled over. I can't wait to smoke some marijuana and have a beer. Story 23. Being very genuine, even when it's difficult, there is pressure not to do it. It costs me tangible things. I think in the long run, pretty much everyone I know respects me. In my opinion, this is about self-respect, not approval from others, but I do favor the long-term respect over whatever short-term gains I might have gotten by acting a different way. Story 24. Getting my life back on track after many relapses with depression and mental illness. It is so hard to do, but I now have a job and am in a healthy romantic relationship, which is likely headed towards marriage in the next couple of years if things keep progressing. It took a lot of work to heal and get me to where I am, but I'm proud of myself for how far I've come. Story 25. Being a union electrician, I was not skilled at bending pipe. I am a first-year journeyman, and this new company took the time to teach me. I've kind of become their go-to-pipe guy for panels or runs that need creativity to get done. I never thought I could do it, but the last 2 years have been the best of my time so far, as I have been able to grow at something I never thought I'd be able to do. Story 26. Quit smoking weed and cigarettes cold turkey on the 26th of December last year. After smoking daily from when I was 18, I'm 25 now. I have also begun to work out and focus on my mental health after hitting rock bottom because of my own mistakes. Story 27. I've reached the point in my life where I've finally got all of my own matters together enough that I can spend some of my time doing things for others instead. The only objective I now have in life is to be the kind of man I'd respect. Story 28. I stopped taking dabs after 2 years of consecutive use just out of nowhere, cold turkey. I didn't realize I was making myself a zombie. I even went through college like that with a 4.0 for the last year and a half. Story 29. Being comfortably retired and debt-free. Raising 3 daughters to be independent and productive adults. I feel that I did better than my parents did. Oh, married to the same person for 40 years. Story 30. Having become a calmer person over the years, I used to be more impulsive and rash, hasty to act upon provocation. I've managed to temper that and am now able to sit down and contemplate before acting impulsively. Story 31. Shifting into an entirely new job field after working with young children for over 25 years. It's soulless compared to teaching, but it pays more than double the salary. Story 32. Getting to top 50 in the world 3 times. Top 20 Karma Reddit users in 11 months. Not this account, obviously. Battlefield 2142 got as high as number 45. Worms 2 got as high as number 14. Locally, I got to top 50 in my state for table tennis players. The disappointing part of all these achievements is none have resulted in any income, but all of these things occurred over 10 years ago. The challenge is the exciting part for me, to do the best I can to learn the system and understand how it works. Initially, you have no idea how it works until you really reach the top tier at things. Then it just becomes so easy it gets boring. Story 33. Being able to push forward when I was depressed, I still kept myself afloat, and I'm happy for it because now I'm accomplishing so many things and enjoying new hobbies. Story 34. Raising a kid who is kind, smart, funny, and hardworking. He never went through a rebellious phase, and while he did some boneheaded stuff, he never caused us a moment's grief. He, my husband, and I have so much fun together. Story 35. I was an addict in my teens, rehabilitated by myself. I lost my ex and my dog in the same year. I have now become successful financially and with my studies, and I am strong. Story 36. I had a pretty difficult childhood. My mom beat me up, and my childhood friend sexually assaulted me when we were kids. I'm still here, though, doing everything I can to move forward, even if it's hard. Story 37. I know it is stupid, but my fiancé of 4 years recently left me in an older home. I am proud of myself for changing the water filters in the house today. It is a tiny thing, yes, but for me, who does not know anything about home stuff, it was big. Story 38. Just got back from a colonoscopy at 7 this morning. The preparation was the longest feeling preparation I have ever experienced. I feel like I've accomplished something. All clear results. Story 39. Started in November, but I am exercising. Training for a 5 kilometer. I am on a diet. Cut out cokes from 6 to 12 a day down to 0 to 2 a day. Lost 16 pounds so far. Story 40. Letting things slide off my shoulder and not get mad or frustrated. I'm a compulsive silver lining finder. My roommate got way too drunk this weekend while at a show and kind of ruined my concert experience for my favorite band by fighting with her boyfriend the whole time. I kept leaving the floor to make sure she was okay. But honestly, it was an emo show, so I'm framing it as she made the night a peak emo experience for me. Her boyfriend also accidentally punched me in the face because he was mad at her. I chased him off the floor to make sure he was all right. I tapped his shoulder, and he drunkenly swung his arm at me and hit me in the nose. I told him if anyone was going to hit me in the face that night, I'm glad it was him. My face is still a bit swollen and hurting, but hey, I had a good time. Haha. Story 41. Got myself mixed up in a gambling habit without even seeing it happening in my 20s and early 30s. Woke up one day, decided I wasn't happy with wasting all my money failing to get rich, told my wife and parents what I was doing and just stopped. 7 years ago now, in a much more solid place. Story 42. I have horrible post-traumatic stress disorder from a car accident 3 years ago with my kids, where I almost lost my daughter. But I've gotten up every day and given my all as a mom, even when I'm screaming inside. It's hard, but I push myself every day. Story 43. Becoming a paramedic is definitely high on that list and getting out of construction. I think first place goes to doing the best I can as a stepdad because my stepdaughter's biological dad is a deadbeat who has broken her heart too many times. It has been an absolute pleasure having the luxury to be a father figure in her life. Story 44. This is going to sound dumb. I made a spreadsheet for work that is programmed in a way to help keep track of expirations and highlights any that are closing in. Story 45. Not a damn thing. This isn't self-loathing, just that nothing springs to mind that I went the extra mile for. Maybe that'll change one day, but in the meantime, good job to the other posters here. Story 46. Being happily married and having a great family, friends, and a career as a scientist. I'm a mixture of mental illness and nearly died as an addict at least 5 times. I went to 7 high schools, was arrested many times, and was told by many people that my life was over and had reached a dead end for a long time. I was lucky to survive and have the support and resilience to wake up in my 20s and turn it around, despite post-traumatic stress disorder from it all making every moment a struggle to this day. Also, I'm still an addict, only partly recovered to safer bad habits. I'll die as one, just older instead. Story 47. I made a lot of money back in the market that I lost in the past year. In the 5 months, I've made 20,000 back almost. Almost all of it is back now. For a period around 2021, I lost a lot being stupid, but I was in a bad place. Now I can think more rationally. Story 48. Could have finished work after breaking my back in 2017, had to finish with my trade though. 3 years recovering, then back to school for a further education and training awards council level 5. Could transfer 0 skills from old job, so just back to basics. Got a job out of that. Then decided to enroll for a degree qualification at 48, graduated at 52. Also started running, albeit slowly, and have run 32 marathons. Heading to Boston in April to finish the Abbott 6-Star Challenge. New York City, London, Berlin, Chicago, Tokyo, and Boston in a few weeks to complete the 6. Story 49. Leaving my ex and putting my address on a confidentiality program state because I know how much time he spends looking up people online, and the only peace I have right now is that he can't show up at my door. Story 50. Learning that one of the secrets to success, at least for me, was that when your ship hasn't come in, you have to have the courage to swim out to it. I had to enlist during the Vietnam War to earn my college degree and then needed to leave my home state to apply that degree. I ended up running my own company in my field and raising a scholarship and master's earning daughter. Believe me, if I can do it, you can too. Hang in there. Story 51. Taking accountability for myself and living my own life, doing what I want, by my rules and expectations, not from other people or influences. Also, having a backbone and putting myself first. You can't take care of others if you can't take care of yourself.